Horizontal pressing can be performed at multiple angles using flat, incline, and decline benches or with specific machines. As we've discussed in other chest press videos, the pectoralis major is a muscle group with multiple heads that can and should be trained at multiple angles to ensure complete development of the chest. While the anterior deltoid and triceps work together in all pressing movements, they may contribute a bit more or a bit less depending on the position of the load lifted. For example, the anterior deltoid and clavicular head of the pec can be targeted to a somewhat greater degree with incline presses, as discussed in that chapter's tutorial video. So like inclines, decline presses are a useful adjunct chest exercise as they effectively train both the sternal and clavicular head of the pec, but shift the emphasis of the load a bit more onto the lower portion of the pec. This comes with a slight trade-off of reducing range of motion when using free weights or a Smith machine, as the bar or dumbbell touches the chest earlier. While this reduced range of motion allows you to lift heavier loads, the involved musculature is in a slightly less stretched position at the bottom of each rep, providing a bit less stimulus. Machines or cambered bars are options to increase range of motion when performing decline presses. With that said, this is not a major concern as decline presses, at least in most cases, should be used as an accessory to your primary horizontal pressing movement. However, for some individuals, flat or incline pressing with a sufficient volume or load can result in shoulder discomfort or pain. If this is the case, you can use the decline press as a main chest movement to allow for more consistent, pain-free training. Importantly, if you're experiencing pain or discomfort in training, consider reaching out to a qualified health professional, such as a physical therapist, ideally one experienced in working with lifters. Decline pressing with specialized machines or in a Smith rack is a relatively straightforward process. For machines, set the seat up in such a way so that you can get the most pain-free range of motion as possible in a comfortable position. Adjust the seat so that your arms are in natural position at the bottom of the press. If the seat is too low, your arms will flare out and be parallel to the floor. If the seat is too high, the handles would be near your abdomen. Both of these scenarios would not be ideal, as we're trying to get the handles around your lower chest area with a natural shoulder position. When using a Smith machine, set up the decline bench so that the bar contacts the chest in a comfortable position, typically around your lower sternum or bottom of the pecs. Use a slight decline, not a large decline, so you don't limit range of motion too severely. Make sure to experiment with the decline angle, grip width, and machine settings to find the right combination that allows the largest pain-free, comfortable range of motion. When using free weights, use a similar slight decline. If using dumbbells, get the dumbbells into their initial position with the help of a spotter as needed. If the load is light enough for you to control without a spotter, feel free to begin with the dumbbells on your thighs and hold a flexed elbow position as you lay back and shift the weight of the dumbbells into your hands at the bottom of the pressing position. Then extend your elbows to complete the concentric portion of the first rep. If using a barbell, get a spotter to help you unrack it, especially if you're going heavy. When barbell pressing, you want the bar roughly at eye level in the rack so you can comfortably unrack the bar, as being at a decline makes it more difficult to get the bar into a proper start position, and it also makes it harder to change your torso position mid-rep if you make an error or get stuck. It's important to note that the bar path of a decline press is different from that of a standard flat press. During flat pressing, the bar or dumbbells typically travel downward or away from your head a bit as you lower the weight. So at the top of each rep, the weight ends up above your body an inch or two higher from where you touched your chest at the bottom, depending on your grip width and arm length. But a decline position tends to result in a straighter bar path. Like all exercises, control the lowering phase and press powerfully during the lifting phase. If you're new to a decline press, especially a free weight variation, use light loads and control the tempo a bit more as you initially get a feel for the exercise. Make sure to experiment with the decline angle and hand position to find the right combination that allows the largest pain-free, comfortable range of motion. An alternative to the decline press is the dip. If you're specifically trying to train your chest, perform parallel bar dips rather than dips on a bench with your feet on the ground in front of you. Parallel bar dips require more horizontal adduction, the primary action of the pec major, while a bench dip primarily trains your triceps. Be aware, a dip allows for a very large range of motion as you dip between your arms, so make sure you can control the range of motion all the way to the bottom, especially when using an external load such as a dip belt with weights. For more specific information on how to perform dips, check out that specific chapter here in the lifting library.